The idea behind it was to provide people with an opportunity to be healthy again and to walk. We live in a rural village where access to good quality walkways, safe walkways are very, very limited. Most people spend their weekends in the cars going to the neighbouring towns or trying to seek recreational activities elsewhere. It's almost like a migratory village during the day. Everybody meets each other in the cars and they go off to their day's work, returning in the evenings, particularly this time of year, to have a place that you can come down during the evenings, the winter evenings, and catch up with friends and go for a walk. Well, for the local community here, this is their park. I mean, you stop and speak to anybody and they've all grown up here, but it's restrictive in what it provides for them. The main key features of the new development are to create social hubs within the park. So the walkway provides access to them, and up around various locations around the park, we will have a fitness hub, we will have a picnic area, there will be a sensory garden in one corner. So we'll almost break up that space and people can share experiences depending on their own needs. The ultimate difference I think it'll make will be to, I guess, that reduce social isolation.
Well, the project actually came to the club through the community. This is well known as an antisocial hotspot. Bonfires during the summer months and a lot of antisocial activities going on. They became aware that we were planning to do a bit of work up here, so they asked could we consider taking on board this derelict piece of ground and maybe trying to do something with it. Hopefully, while people are engaged in other sports activities, that they will be able to make use of the space and place part of the project. I hope the space and place project will be widely used, that it will encourage people to come along for health reasons, and also that it will make people that are engaged in antisocial activities desist. Our space and place funding meant a big deal to us, because without it we could not have embarked on the project the way we wanted to see it going and hopefully see it to fruition. We really appreciate the money coming, because we couldn't have afforded to do that on the upper part of the plan as well.
This field is going to become our community park in Bow. At the minute we don't have a park in Bow for anybody, for any age group, so we're delighted that Space and Place have funded us to create what is going to be a lovely community space outside our hall. The nearest park would be 10 miles away in Enniskillen or 6 miles away in Darragonnelly. I think the park will bring all age groups of the community together, from older people, senior citizens who come in to use our hall, right down to toddlers and babies who come up here for parent toddlers and playgroup and primary school, and it'll encourage all those age groups to mix locally. As we're standing in what's presently quite boggy ground, it's going to need a lot of drainage. So there's going to be a lot of work, I think, under the ground to get it usable, and we're going to have an area for younger children and a separate area for older children. We're going to have adult gym equipment and a nice perimeter walkway for some of the older people to be able to take exercise safely off the main road, because the road's quite narrow and quite dangerous to walk on. So hopefully that will bring everybody together, along with some seating and sort of viewpoints outside, so people could just sit and appreciate the view. So it'll help more people come into our hall and more people use the facilities we've already got. We would never, as a community, have been able to raise the amount of money Space and Place have been able to grantee us for. We would never have been able to have such a good community park as we have the plans for with this field. So we're delighted that Space and Place have seen that this rural area is deserving of that kind of money to be invested into it.
This was originally a lookout post for the RAF during the Second World War, where they could see all over Kilkeel. Now it's really just a field, and if you can see probably surround you, it's a dumping ground for everything. There's no facilities in the area for the young ones, and even the older people, senior citizens, and there's nowhere for people to go. At the moment we're actually working out of a container, which you can see down at the bottom of the green. We've got football nets, basketball nets, volleyball, We've actually a barbecue in it, and gazebos and pop-up tents. We're hoping to get a community building to somewhere for the young ones to go to, the senior citizens to go. We can have after-school clubs in it, bingo for the senior citizens, and for other groups to even get involved in the area to bring the whole community together, because this is actually a cross community. This topsoil will be flattened down there to make a play area. Play park will be upgraded, to a new state-of-the-art play park, for the children. And the building will be going here with a main hall, a reception room, a kitchen area, storage in it, and we'll also have a meeting room as well. We'll be getting facilitators in. We hope to have maybe boxing clubs, karate, coffee mornings. It would really, really help the whole community to work together, to make a real brighter future.
The centre, it's a regional youth centre here in the area, and it very much works with young people from throughout the Newry area. It does various programmes, right from sport, drama, music, and also a lot of issue-based programmes around antisocial behaviour, drugs and alcohol, good relations and things like that. The funding that we've secured from Space and Place is to develop a derelict piece of land beside the youth centre into a 3G multi-purpose sports facility, with the idea of engaging with young people throughout the area through sport, and from using the facility we then will access them onto education programmes that are based within the youth centre. The Space and Place funding will have a big impact within the local community here, and for years the youth club hasn't had an outdoor space, and young people have often it's been a grudge bearer of theirs that they haven't had an outdoor space to use. So the Space and Place funding will enable the local communities, young people, to access a top quality facility that they can use throughout the year. The Space and Place funding will enable us to expand the work of the likes of the Youth Centre and the Respect Project in particular, which uses sport as a way of engaging with young people to educate them about learning to respect themselves, their sport and their community. Some of the activities that we have planned for the facility when it is developed is that there will be midnight street soccer programmes, there will be 8-week multi-sport programmes, there will be street leagues, there will be opportunities for local communities or sports clubs to use the facility for training or for coaching. At the moment the land has been lying derelict for many a year. There's horses grazing on the land on a daily basis. There's people dumping rubbish on it as waste. It's a no-go area for young people in the area. Through the Space and Place funding, this piece of land will be transformed into a hub for the local community where young people can all come together and interact with one another through sport, through free time, and it will really be a top quality facility for the area.
The Resurgam Trust is a community regeneration organisation that's involved in community development and social enterprise. A number of years ago we invested in 2 derelict buildings based in the centre of Lisburn. When the Space and Place application came up, it provided an opportunity to bring those derelict buildings back to life. Our plan would be to move in and completely renovate the 2 derelict buildings, actually bringing in an education and training programme as we do this for young people. When the buildings are complete, it will be 5 one-bedroom apartments and a commercial unit downstairs, which we will operate a community facility, which we are calling the Welcome House, out of the building. In our survey for the Space and Place application, a lot of young people replied to the survey, and they actually said that Lisburn City Centre was an unwelcoming place for them. They said that there was nowhere in the city centre for them to go. They didn't believe that their city centre was for them. We're hoping to use the Welcome House to try and change that perception among the young people. Our plans for the project has a number of phases. In the first phase, it is to provide education and training opportunities for young people. The second phase is to provide living accommodation for people that are in dire need, no matter what way that might be. And thirdly, we want to use it as a base to bring activities back into the centre of Lisburn. The Space and Place funding has provided an opportunity for the Resurgam Trust to develop this facility. Without the Space and Place funding, we would still be sitting not knowing how we were going to proceed with our plans. This has provided the opportunity to make our dream a reality.
This building here was built in 1934 and it belonged to the AOH, which is the Ancient Order Hibernians. From that there, we've opened it up to the wider community so that cross community can come in as well, and for all generations sort of thing. It used to be it was just men used to come to it, used to be clubs in it, and then they're all died away. So now a couple of have started up. We've got the project up and running, different clubs is coming in. Seems to be an interest in the hall, and that's why we're trying to get it more developed, more upgraded to get more people to come to it. To get the place and space fund, it means so much to us. Like, you know, it's definitely, it's opening up more doors. It's just fantastic news to get it. Hopefully that it'll be for the wider community all to use and to inspire the whole place. Like everybody's talking about, it's the whole buzz that we're getting this money. It'll make a vast difference. It will, like, it bring people together, like at night time, social nights, stuff like that there, dancing, rural community, like not too many people goes out, you have to travel, like for older people, even for younger people, like get them interested in different clubs. It's for like cross community, wider end of the community. It doesn't matter what spectrum they come from, like, because it's instead of being stuck in the past, it's opening up new avenues for everybody. Like, it look fantastic. It should look like 20th century building, like to us. Like, it will be nothing. It definitely will be worthwhile.
Helping Hands is a family support group that provides services across Castlereagh, East Belfast and North Down for families who face the challenge on a daily basis of autism spectrum disorder. With the help of the Space and Place funding, we are hoping to open up the first ever Autism Resource Centre in Northern Ireland. So we're going to purchase a disused building that needs a lot of renovation to it, to be able for us to provide extra services to families that we provide weekly activities for. We're going to take the building and put in sensory rooms, a children's gym. We're going to put in a training room, and we're also going to move all of our services currently into one building. There's families out there that are crying out for help, and unfortunately, because of where we're situated and the size of the buildings that we're in, we can't clear that waiting list until something like this comes along. The Space and Place funding to us means everything. Currently we have a waiting list of 68 families that we can't provide services for because of the buildings that we're in at the moment. So with the Space and Place funding, we'll be able to expand that and clear our waiting lists as well. For families who avail from our services, it's going to mean the world to them. Dropping your child off at the weekend for a respite service, getting time to wash your hair, go shopping, everything, it's a dream to some parents. So with the Space and Place funding, we're able to make those dreams come true.